see this look from time to time from the Knights. Third down, St. Clair deep drop back. He's going deep down the field. The pass is caught. Wide open 40, 30. It's Buck Studwell. 15, 10, 5 touchdown. New York. They're going to hand it off to H. Shaw. He got the first down. A championship is coming to New York.
23 seconds, 22 seconds. What are they going to do here? 4 yards from the end zone. Dunhill going to throw again. Dunhill out to Hollywood. BDG Hollywood touchdown! Oh my, the Atlanta Swarm. How about it? Your champions, Georgia. 27-10 over Sioux Falls. Your Atlanta Swarm are title winners. To the right, that's Carr. 2 down from the end. Hand off, Sandlin. Boy, he almost got hit the backfield, and Sandlin breaks it through for a touchdown for Seattle. What a run from Sandlin. He was dead to rights in the backfield and made something out of nothing. They're going to go 5 wide for Wigmore. Wigmore steps up, hit as he threw, pass is intercepted at the 50 with room to return. It's Albert Begin again, 35-30, Albert Begin, 20, 10, touchdown Lone Star. Ivory Irvin not fast enough this time, and the Glory right back in it.
Second and 10 from the 38, Marconi back to pass against another blitz. Marconi's going to avoid a sack, throw a ball deep down the field, the pass is caught. What a throw, what a throw, touchdown, Minneapolis to Almiron Sabu. Oh my goodness, a slow motion replay here. You've got to be kidding me. SFL is going to bring out the trophy, and Minneapolis is going to get to celebrate for the fans that came down. Receivers, 3 to the right side. Tallahassee needs a stop. They haven't gotten one here in the third. And Cochran's go to the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. And Alaska has 9 points here in the third quarter. That's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the Alaska Storm. They are your Season 11 SFL champions.
How about E.J. DeCue, Patrick Kelly, and Sean Crooked on that line. Great protection for Jackson. Now Moses is running over people, as are the rest of the Scorpions, and they bite him for a touchdown.
This Matt Wilson's pass is caught for a touchdown. What a throw to Dijon Swan. The Mexico City Aztecs, headlined by team owner Ramos Lin, gets their first SFL championship, a 38-24 victory over Chicago.
Ninth. Wigmore down 10 of 13, 76 yards, 14th pass of the day. Wigmore fires it outside, it's intercepted! John Barnhart, touchdown! Sioux Falls, he does it again for the Sparrows in the postseason!
Showing a blitz on the outside, it's Queen City. Everyone stays home. Darnell Black runs past everybody, picks up a block. Darnell Black in the open field. 40, 35, 30. Being chased by Shine. He won't catch him. And the Hyenas have cut it to 7.
Mama, there goes that man.
Stats all-star crew for a terrific start so far. Third down and 9 to start the second quarter. Ivory Irvin's over the top, and it's a touchdown for Baltimore.
Jark Tarkington has a chance to win it.
Oh my goodness. For all of that, and Tarkington gives Baltimore their 3rd straight title. Oh my goodness.
Well, McChesney gonna get a carry. Oh, there goes McChesney. One man to beat, he breaks it. Jaron McChesney down the sideline. Francis trying to catch him. Not today, young fella. Touchdown, Denver. They're right back in it. Down to 15 seconds left. Zuli back to pass. He's going to Corky. It is caught. And he puts it down. DC.
Greg Corky is
They got to pull out something miraculous here.
DC can't let him get behind him. They got to keep everything in front of him here. This is the ball game. Daniel Garcia back to pass. He's going to throw it deep to the middle. The pass is caught, and the tackle is made. And the DC Dragons have won the championship by a miracle on Zach Zuli's throw to Greg Corky. And I let the fellas give me a breath.
There is still a chip, a chair, and a chance for the Denver Nightwings to make the playoffs. It requires them to win out the remainder of their season. It starts here in Denver against the Charleston Predators. Good evening from Richard L. Snowden Memorial Stadium. I'm Tyler Falk, joined in the booth by my partner, Brett Solberg. Brett, good evening. Denver's on a win streak against Charleston, but both clubs are on considerable losing streaks. Who gets the dub tonight?
Yeah, Charleston, losers of their last 8 games, haven't seen a victory on their side since week 1. Get that out of your head there. And Denver, losers of 4 straight, but have faced some tough competition with the likes of London, San Diego, and Baltimore amongst those losing teams. But right now, Denver probably has the more to fight right now. As you said, they're looking to win out so that they have a sliver of a chance to make the playoffs as a 6-6 wildcard team. But they need to start things off hot, and they need to trust on BOS, Bailey O'Shaughnessy, to drag them through this Charleston team that still has a lot to prove. They want to show that they're not going to be a pushover team here. Despite the records here, I expect this to be a barn burner. I don't know about you, Tyler.
Not a whole lot of wins between the two teams. Something has to give. And of course, Charleston, eliminated from playoff contention 1 week ago, can only provide winning a better strength of victory for teams that they have lost to, and can maybe solidify some draft position here tonight with a certain result. It all comes down to this. Charleston in their color rush all white, Denver in their all blues, as the Preds will kick us off to begin festivities here in the Mile High City. As here we go from Richard L. Snowden Stadium. On the return for Denver is William McDowell. He tries to go through the middle, and he's taken down at the 28-yard line. And that will see us introduced to the Denver quarterback, rookie Gene Struthers. Last week, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions in the loss to DC.
Yeah, and Struthers has had quite the rookie season just in terms of that early struggle. He's only got 9 touchdowns to his name. That's second last amongst quarterbacks in the league.
They will start off here in the strong eye, here on the first play of the ball game. And up left side, goes to the tailback O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy, nothing doing, tackled right at the line of scrimmage by Mar Rivers. And let's introduce you to the rest of that Denver offense. We've, of course, mentioned Gene Struthers, the quarterback. Bailey O'Shaughnessy is the tailback. R.E. Mills is the fullback. Riley Quintero, Logan Keel, and William McDowell alongside Dylan Lewis are the wide receivers, with Jeremy Mosley at tight end. And on the line, leading the way in the trenches, is left tackle Gene Benazzi. Struthers going to look over the middle. That is caught. Nice little spin move to create extra space from Riley Quintero. He's to the 47.
You know, Charleston has a really good defense coming into this, really middle of the road in a lot of defensive statistical categories. But Denver definitely needs to take advantage of that passing attack. They've got plenty of options to go through, and I'm looking at guys like Quintero and Logan Keel to kind of lead this Denver team through the offense.
Tight end flexed out right. Struthers going to look to pass again. Pumps once, now deep over the middle. Nice tip. Deflection from Gino McFly, the outside linebacker. That falls incomplete and gives us a chance to introduce you to that Charleston defense. Thomas Matthews, Mar Rivers, Robert Cherry, and John Lawley are the defensive linemen, with Kevin Brackett, Jack Brown, and Gino McFly, the first overall draft pick in this most recent draft at linebacker. Mark Martin, Sam Blotner, and Tyson Thorne, who's playing against his former team, are your cornerbacks, with Jacob Clear, John Stamango, and Matt Ryan at safety. Offside's going to be the call here. Quick hitter over the middle, looking for Logan Keel, incomplete. But that'll give Denver a free 5 yards, as one of the exterior defensive linemen got tagged with the infraction. I think it might be Thomas Matthews.
Yeah, and you can't get into penalty trouble here for Charleston, especially if they want to play spoiler here against Denver. And it starts with, those early infractions like just neutral zone stuff. So Thomas Matthews, get yourself 5 yards for Denver, and they're going to reset things here 5 yards closer to the first down marker.
So after the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5 now, this time from the other side of the 50-yard line, from Charleston's 48. Bunch set left with the tight end Mosley leading the spear, if you will. As Struthers looks back to pass, floater left side for O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy is the first down, runs out of a tackle, and is hit out of bounds at the 39. Clock is stopped, but that doesn't matter for Struthers as he hurries his men back to the line of scrimmage.
Maybe tiring up this Charleston defense early on in this game.
Quick drop, another quick hitter left side. Wide open is the receiver McDowell. That's a good pickup of 5 yards, and back to the hurry up they go.
Yeah, they continue going hurry up despite going out of bounds. They're seeing something on this defense.
5-step drop. Just a dump off left side for O'Shaughnessy, and O'Shaughnessy bounces off a tackler. Still going as O'Shaughnessy keeps the legs churning for the first down.
Yeah, they definitely have to see something. It's a 4-2 kind of style defense, and the corners are set back, so a lot of short options are open for Denver.
Here's another pass left side. Again, it's McDowell on the reception. Quarterback crept up a little bit too much, and that'll keep the drive marching down the field. Another 5-yard pickup. 5-step drop from Struthers. Has to get rid of it over the middle. This time, threw it directly into Jack Brown, who knocks it aside. But still, Struthers will go back to the line. Not going to take a chance here on third down. He's back under center and looking to throw. Looks left side for McDowell, who turns upfield and gets the first down. Still, we press on.
They really have to like what they're seeing against this Charleston defense. They see something that they can exploit, and it's going to be short passes, it looks like.
Here's Struthers, and this time over the middle to someone else. First down and more. Inside the 5 of the 2-yard line, and that will put a halt to the hurry-up offense. It gets him to the 2-yard line. Excellent drive for Denver.
And great timing for Denver to stop the hurry-up offense now inside the 5-yard line. This is where they like to use their bread-and-butter goal line kind of offense to really get Bailey O'Shaughnessy on the board here, and it looks like to be a BOS run coming in.
Well, does BOS get into the ENDZONE? No, he does not. NOT. Yes, I can spell. Taken down by Sam Blotner for a loss of 2.
Yeah, that's big for Charleston here because you can see Denver really starting to carry momentum on their first drive and really pushing Charleston, especially through that first, that first hurry up that we've seen. Really hurry things up. Can you believe just 3 minutes into this game, Denver's on their 13th play of the drive?
Oh my goodness, and they're going to go into the shotgun. It hasn't taken too much time off the clock. Play action, Struthers, end zone, caught! Touchdown! Denver Nightwings! Dylan Lewis, the rookie, with his first career touchdown.
And that's fantastic work all around from the Denver offense, just exploiting every hole that Charleston gave him throughout this drive. 13 plays, not a lot of time used. Like I said, the hurry-up style, even when catching passes out of bounds afterwards, stopping the clock, it didn't matter for them. Denver really just saw something, and they continue exploiting that Charleston defense. 6 on the board for the Nightwings.
Bailey O'Shaughnessy says, Y-E, yes, 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 yes. Gino McFly, D-A-N-G, dang. As out comes Ye Verdi, the rookie kicker, to tack home the extra point. He knocks it home without any issue. Up and good. Denver, 7. Charleston, nothing. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website, simulationfl.net. The SFL, it's football for everyone. Now here comes Charleston on the return. This is Anas Adobe, and he gets up to the 27. That's where he is stopped. And out comes Kentez Johnson. Out, looking to become the 15th player in SFL history to reach the 25,000 passing yards mark tonight.
He only needs about 130 some odd yards to get to that, and he's going to have plenty of opportunity because Charleston loves to use the pass game, as noted by Kentez's number 2 completion and attempts numbers.
Here he goes, looking to pass on first down. That's caught. That's a good pickup of about 12 yards to the slot receiver. This time it's Davius Reed over the middle for the 12-yard pickup. And let's introduce you to the rest of that Predator offense. Of course, we mentioned Kentez Johnson. Saren Storm is one of the tailbacks alongside Nick Hoagland. The fullback is Terrell Sutherland. Wide receivers are Jay Hayden, Anas Adobe, and Davius Reed. Tight end is Brian Murphy. And on the line at center is St. Nebuchadnezzar. Another first down here. Pass over the middle, nearly taken away on the run. That was John Nevels, who is the defensive tackle in coverage.
Yeah, and you can see he kind of stepped back, almost playing a quarterback spiral, trying to figure out where Kentez Johnson was going to throw that football. Came out of nowhere in front of the receiver, too, and almost grabs the interception. We know about defensive tackles, sometimes even worse stone hands than linebackers, so it doesn't come to fruition.
Bunch set top of the screen. Second down, Johnson slings it out right side for Nick Hoagland, the second string halfback, and he picks up 2 yards before he's brought down by Santagria.
Yeah, and one of the things that I've been griping about Charleston all season is their lack of utilization from their running back core. And Saren Storm is definitely one of those guys that, needs to get more involved often. And I would also argue that Hoagland needs to as well.
Wideouts here on third down. Johnson looking for the corner route. He's got it. Jay Hayden brings it in. First down and more for the Predators.
That's a great scoop catch from Jay Hayden as well, the former Arizona Scorpion, coming in this season, kind of being that, wide receiver for the Charleston Predators, despite their 1-8 record, has had fine numbers. Another 500-yard season for him.
4 wide. Johnson under pressure, has to get rid of it. He throws a pick. Lucas Tavore over the middle, hauls that one in, and he'll put Denver's offense back on the field.
Tyler and I talked about this before the game, and we were talking about an over-under of how many times Charleston was going to run that all-slants play involving 5 receivers. This one was only a 4-receiver all-slant set, but Charleston has loved this offense all season, and Denver takes advantage of it by just perfect utilization of their defensive backs to get in front of the football for the interception. Lucas Tavora, get yourself an interception.
And how about that? That's Tavore's first career interception. Congratulations to you, Lucas. 1st and 10. Here's Struthers looking over the middle. Floater. Just down. That flips the field to the 44-yard line. Good pitch and catch for Denver. That connects with the tight end Mosley.
And that was a picture-perfect throw from Struthers as well. He didn't need to zip that pass through. He had 3 defenders behind the pass with Jacob Clear coming in pursuit, and he just throws an absolute rainbow dot to Jeremy Mosley for the picture-perfect pass that we've been waiting for Struthers to have all season.
Struthers having a fantastic day throwing the football so far here in the first quarter. 9 of 11. No! Nearly was 9 of 12. Is 9 of 12 as the defender comes across the field. I think another spy route happened to be on there. No, Jack Brown playing the spy this time.
Yeah, and that's a dangerous man to kind of throw in that general vicinity. We know Jack Brown can run 60-yard pick sixes if he wants to. And that's a very dangerous zip pass from Struthers after throwing a perfect pass. So that's where you see kind of that rookie performance kicking in for Struthers.
The first pass went for 26. That one went for 0. And another jump on the line here from Charleston's defense. Floater out to Ari Mills right side. That'll pick up about 6 yards. Or McFly brings him down, and now it's decision time for Denver. Do they take the penalty or do they take the yards? We'll see.
Well, it's 6 versus 5 in terms of the yards gained, and they're probably going to take the free down very much. That's going to be John Lawley, the opposite end for Charleston. 2nd penalty already in this quarter, and Charleston needs to stay disciplined with this Denver offense really heating up here.
2nd and 5.
So Forge Struthers will come back to the line. 3 wideouts off to his right. And a trips formations. Pass left side for O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy trying to swing upfield. Couldn't do enough. Taken down by Brackett after a pickup of 3.
We saw this pretty well with Charleston against the Las Vegas offense, where they kind of kept Scott Johnson, kept in relative neutral ground for him, and they're probably going to try to do the same thing with Bailey O'Shaughnessy, but it's really affecting that pass defense so far.
Back to pass on 3rd and short. Struthers over the middle. Caught There's Logan Keel, and he moves himself up to 24th all-time in receiving yards.
And he's gonna keep climbing that leaderboard if he has any performance like he did last week. 111 yards from him in his performance, and he's looking to get to 150 to get himself into the top 20 and break that Mike Osai barrier into the top 20 area.
Pass on first down, looking near side. That's the tight end Mosley. Can he get the first down? No. Shoved out of bounds by McFly, who is not allowing any receiver to get past him tonight.
Yeah, and they're giving a lot of love to the tight end early in this here in this first quarter. Mosley with his third reception already, and he's been involved in some key catches. Especially that Gene Struthers dot that flipped the field already earlier in this drive. Denver really utilizing that spread the wealth offense really good in this drive.
Offset eye behind Struthers. They'll go to O'Shaughnessy on the ground. Left side, breaks out of a tackle. Still trying to churn those legs upfield, but eventually has to succumb to Jack Brown and Kevin Brackett. Only a gain of half a yard.
Yeah, and that was O'Shaughnessy really trying to push his lineman forward to try to get that first down, but the strength of the Charleston defense just overcomes all of that and stops him just behind the first down line.
They give it back to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy clobbered by Brown, loses that half yard back, and it brings up fourth down.
Yeah, and that's Brown just finding an open hole in the offensive line to really push forward and get to O'Shaughnessy way behind the line despite being on the opposite side of the field. Like I said, Jack Brown has that unsuspecting speed, and Denver is getting ready down here.
Can they get a yard? Will they try and get a yard? Power eye look versus 8 men in the box for Charleston. Under 5 ticks to go. Charleston have jumped off sides twice already, but they have learned the third time is not the charm. They will stay on side, forcing Denver to call a timeout.
Yeah, a great idea from Denver, like you said. 2 penalties infracted already from Charleston because of a neutral zone jump. So they thought maybe they could go for a third time here. It didn't work, but they're still going to get Ye Verdi out for this chip shot field goal.
So Verdi, who's already made an extra point tonight, this one just about a little bit further than an extra point. 26 yards in total from the right hash. This to make it a 10-point game. Snaps is corral, laces out, kick is up and good from 26. That'll put double digits on the board for Denver. It's 10-0 Nightwings.
Yeah, and then, so far, so good first quarter for Denver. 2 drives here, 2 drives ending in points. And, their defense really helping out with that interception as well. It's a picture-perfect first quarter here for the Nightwings.
Everything seems to be going their way. Even when Charleston was driving, they were able to take the ball away, and they capitalize on points. 9 plays, 60 yards, all culminating with that 26-yard Verdi field goal. And the return from Charleston's Adobe gets up to the 24-yard line. We'll see if the second drive yields better results for the Predator offense.
And I'm really thinking they're going to start really pushing Kentez Johnson now that they're down double digits in the early stages of this game, because we haven't seen Saren Storm on that first drive. Not even in reception, so that's very interesting where they're going to go.
Shotgun look here on first down. Johnson going to look to throw over the middle. That is caught. First down. Predators. Good start to the drive as they get to the 34-yard line.
And again, just like their first drive, they got an early first down by hitting deep one of their receivers. This time they go to the tight end, Brian Murphy, just enough for the first down, and they really want to carry this momentum. So maybe this time we might see a Saren Storm run.
Offset eye behind Johnson. They will go to Storm out of the backfield. Storm gets a couple of blocks, breaks out of a tackle, then is wrapped up by Ramiro Morales as we introduce you to the rest of that Denver offense. Hugo Reynosa, Igor Barbatov, John Nevels, and Robert Brady are the defensive linemen with Stefan Forge. Devin King and the aforementioned Ramiro Morales. Ron Hoff, Rosca Santagria, and Nick Kindler are the corners with TJ Frosty, Josh Neal, and the man who got the interception in the first drive of Charleston's possession, Lucas Devore, are your Denver safeties. Handoff up the middle for Terrell Sutherland, the fullback. His first touch of the night goes for a couple of more yards as Forge brings him down.
Yeah, and now Charleston's starting to utilize their run game a little bit here. Sandstorm with a nice stretch run to the left side to get 6 yards. And then they get Sutherland for 1 yard here. So they really got to think of something intricate here for 3rd and 1.
Split backfield, 3 tight end set. And up the middle goes to Storm. Storm leaps forward, his slender and nimble body able to squeeze through the defenders and pick up the first down.
Yeah, and that's just what Charleston needs to do here. They just need to keep pushing those chains, moving them forward, and get those first downs, because Denver's had a hot start to this game, and really the only way back is to start kind of gaining that momentum back any way you can, and for them it's just to slowly chip that lead away.
Go up the middle, this time with Hoagland, and he is set backwards. Forge again and on the stop.
Yeah, and Denver really needs to start focusing on this Charleston run game now, because really what we see out of Charleston's drive sometimes is either going to be very pass heavy or very run heavy, and we're seeing a run heavy start to this drive at the very least.
2 wideouts right, Johnson in the gun with backs to his left and right. Denver send 4. Johnson looks for the wide open man to the right side. That's an easy catch for Devious Reed, and that will result in a first down.
And Charleston used this kind of tactic against Las Vegas last week as well, where they have the deep out option kind of being open for them so they can kind of utilize that catch and run option, because Las Vegas was always fearing that kind of deep ball killing them. And Denver's kind of doing the same approach, at least on this play, and it left Reed open.
That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Charleston with the ball. They're down by 10 as we hit quarter number 2. You're watching the SFL on SFL YouTube, presented by 8 PM Music. We'll be right back. Week number 11 of the SFL. How quickly has this season gone by, folks? Tyler Falk and Brett Solberg here on the call here from the Mile High City and Richard L. Snowden Memorial Stadium. Saren Storm gets the call out of the quarter break, and he's unable to get back only just to the line of scrimmage. He's taken down by Devin King, the inside linebacker.
And I really think Saren Storm can be that kind of guy that uses the stretch run effectively. But that offensive line has really failed him throughout the season to, kind of get those extra blocking so you can get a couple yards.
Backs in the backfield. They ran a gut play up the middle last time. They do it again, and it's a good pickup up the middle for Sutherland. He picks up 5 on the fullback dive.
And again, it's a run-heavy drive on this opportunity for Charleston because of the Kentez Johnson interception. Maybe they saw Johnson a little bit flustered, so he said, slow things down and get things ready. We'll still have throwing options every now and again, probably like this one.
8 plays, only 2 passes. This will be the 3rd play, and that's caught over the middle to the 24-yard line. Brian Murphy, who had the first reception on this drive, gets number 2 on the drive.
And again, they kind of utilize that 4-receiver all slants option, and this time Johnson finds himself a little bit extra time to throw the football, isn't impatient when throwing it, and finds Murphy for the key first down.
4-3 look out of Denver. Stretch play near side. Couple of blocks for Storm. Storm hits on a 10.
No.
He dropped the ball, but Sutherland, the fullback, jumps on it at the 9-yard line. Whew, Charleston.
Yeah, you can wipe the sweat off your forehead after that one. Saren Storm finally got himself broken out for a big run, and he just happens to get demolished, has the football jarred loose on a punch down. And thankfully, Terrell Sutherland falls on that football and gives Charleston goal line territory.
So it's 1st and goal now from the 9, and Denver is the one to jump offside this time, and that will mean that the run up the gut from Sutherland, which goes nowhere, will result in about 4.5 yards.
Yeah, and they're going to like that, Charleston, after, infracting 2 of their own neutral zone infractions here and get themselves a little bit closer. Like you said, 4.5 yards. It's going to set them up for another 1st and goal here. And again, this seems like perfect territory for the run, and I would look at Nick Hoagland maybe to run it up the gut.
See if they go back to Hoagland. Only have seen him twice so far in the ball game. 1 rush, 1 reception, all totaling 3 total yards, but they'll keep it going in this formation. They'll go back to Sutherland. Sutherland, with a good head of steam, picks up 4 more yards.
Yeah, they went with the bigger option here in Sutherland. He is the true fullback, considering that Hoagland used to be a fullback. At some point, they relied on the extra 35 pounds that Sutherland has, maybe to push forward, and it wasn't too bad. Now they're at the 1 here for 2nd down.
Same exact formation as Denver's defense, just piles bodies into the middle of the line. They go up the middle. It is Saren Storm. He gets the touchdown, and Charleston knock in that lead. And for Saren Storm, that is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season.
You know, not too bad of a play made there from Charleston. Go with the slender option coming in. See if your offensive line can open up some holes. Use that, slim 210-pound frame of Saren Storm, and it worked out just for them. Charleston responds here in the 2nd quarter after a great Denver first.
And the first drive for Denver lasted 13 plays, lasted all of 3 minutes, and got a touchdown. Charleston's recent drive was also 13 plays, also over 70 yards. This one took over 5 minutes and results in a Storm rushing touchdown. It's now 10-7 Denver. The SFL convention is coming to Cincinnati, Ohio, July 28th through the 30th for Season 21's kickoff weekend. For room reservation details and the weekend schedule, see the Convention Alerts channel in the SFL Discord server. Rooms are going fast. Reserve your special group rate today. We'll see you there. Here comes William McDowell on the return. He gets up to the 24-yard line, and a little birdie told me, Mr. Brett Solberg, you might make the trip from up there in the Great White North, aka Canada, for the convention this year.
Well, nothing's 100% confirmed quite yet, but I have intentions of heading to the convention over in Cincinnati. Just have to figure out some legal stuff at the moment.
Sounds like passports are the key thing going on, if I'm not mistaken. As
yeah.
Struthers looks right side. Oh my word! Nearly taken away by Tyson Thorne.
And here's what Denver needs to do after having a really good first quarter. They really relied on that air raid to kind of move them forward. 125 of their 133 yards in the first quarter came through the air. This might be time to kind of showcase the capabilities of Bailey O'Shaughnessy, who really had a poor first quarter. 4 carries for -2 yards.
Offset eye here on 2nd down. They will go stretch play near side, only a yard picked up by O'Shaughnessy as Robert Cherry brings him down at the 25-yard line.
And yeah, something we can't forget about this Charleston defense is just how good they are against the rush. 10th in the league heading in, just only allowing around 87 yards per game on the ground, so they really need to step up to limit Bailey O'Shaughnessy.
Others looking over the middle. That is caught by Jeremy Mosley, but he's 2 yards shy. And Jack Brown brings him down. And Denver, after a couple of long drives, is off the field on 3 downs.
Yeah, and that was just great awareness from Jack Brown just to stay around Mosley, because Mosley had a really good first quarter as well. And just basically, even if he caught that football, just stay right beside him and tackle him right behind the first down line.
So here's our first look at Quito Vasquez, the punter. He gets this one away. Fair catch called for at the 36-yard line by Adobe, and he'll haul that in without any trouble. And Charleston gets to maybe add on to their momentum with some more points.
Yeah, this is where Charleston really needs to take advantage of the situation at hand. Denver just gave you the football back after a really poor drive. The first true 3 and out in this game. And Charleston needs to, kind of mix things up here on this drive, I believe.
Linebackers show blitz, and here they come after Storm in the backfield, and they will get to him. Devin King, the middle linebacker, knocks down Storm for a loss of 2.
Yeah, and that was just poor decision-making from Saren Storm because he had fantastic blocking on the outside stretch. If he would have just continued going outside, he would have gotten a good 5-6 yards, but he cuts inside instead, right in front of 2 Denver defenders, and that's resulted in the 2-yard loss.
Well, this heavy set where they'd like to go with Sutherland, and Denver and Devin King again deny any forward progress.
Yeah, and they're really forcing Charleston's hand to throw that football again. And Kentez has done a pretty decent job so far, albeit the interception. So, 3rd and 13. Are they going to throw this football here?
More than likely have to. 3rd and long. Trips off to Johnson's right. Do they go all slants? No. Something different in the playbook this week. Over the middle into double coverage. Are you kidding me, Jay Hayden? He's done it for the 2nd time in the ball game. Take a look at this.
Yeah, just look at this replay here because he had perfect coverage, I would say, from his corner, Ron Hoff, and then coming in on the side was Josh Neal, the strong safety, and trying to get through those 2 guys is tough enough, but that was just a fantastic haul-in from Jay Hayden. We know that he's capable of these catches, but we're amazed every time.
Unguardable at the moment is Jay Hayden. Wow. As Johnson looks near side. This one a much more routine catch for Davius Reed. Picks up 8 yards.
Yeah, they go with the out route again. We saw this in the first quarter for Charleston where they went with Reed on that out route, but this time the corner stayed a little bit closer so he couldn't have that catch and drop opportunity. Still allowed the catch though, which has resulted here in this 2nd and 2.
So here they come to the line now at the 35 of Denver. Offset eye behind Johnson. He's going to look to throw. Gets rid of it. Right side. He gives it away for the 2nd time tonight. Nick Kindler in the area. He hauls that one in after he was intended for the fullback Sutherland.
And it was really good coverage to start off from Denver here as they had both corners on the right side playing near and far. Kindler kind of playing a pseudo safety role and kind of being weary of whoever was in the area of that football. Intended actually for the fullback, Terrell Sutherland, but it goes right into Kindler's hands. That's just a little bit overthrown from Kentez Johnson.
So now Denver takes over at their own 20-yard line with 2 backs in the backfield after the Kindler interception. And now Charleston jumps offside for the 3rd time tonight. Pass looking right side for Keel. Keel gets about 9 yards as we go down to R62 for the 4th time tonight.
Yeah, and it's the 4th neutral zone infraction. We'll give the 3rd one here for Charleston. It'll be all dependent on whether they want that free 1st down or not, but I'd take 9 yards.
And they will take the 9 yards after the reception by Logan Keel. That moves him up to about 45 now in the ball game.
Yeah, not too bad of numbers for Logan Keel here. He definitely is aiming for that 150 mark, but for him, any catch is a good catch.
So they come out now in an offset eye with 2 tight ends off to the left-hand side. They will run a stretch play with O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy has found it tough sledding tonight. It's another only a half yard. That brings him back to a net gain of 0 on 6 attempts tonight.
Yeah, and Charleston's done a great job just shutting down O'Shaughnessy. And if I'm Denver, I'd be kind of flipping the board a little bit here. We haven't seen R.E. Mills get involved too much. Let's see him get a carry.
O'Shaughnessy folded like a lawn chair, 2 yards behind the line, and Denver's going to be forced to punt. They will squander the opportunity off the interception by Nick Kindler.
Yeah, and it's all because of Charleston's defense really stepping up and giving that rushing attack at Denver a tough time. Gene Strother's done pretty good through the air, and they might have to be forced to do a one-dimensional offense here.
So the punt is away from Quito Vasquez. Another fair catch called for by Adobe at the 35-yard line. And so it's as you were in terms of where we might have been about 2 drives ago before Johnson threw the interception.
And how about this for kind of start to the running game here in this first half? We would have probably said Charleston would have had the 8 yards total in this first half, but no, they're leading this game so far with their 42, which is a respectable number for any team, let alone Charleston.
Johnson going to look to throw again over the middle. It's off the helmet, still bobbling around and incomplete. Don't know if that was off the helmet of the receiver or the defender. Either way, ball's on the turf.
Yeah, and that's just unfortunate because Charleston really had 2 receivers wide open, and Johnson threw a really nice pass to one of them, and it just gets bobbled loose after a hit. So Charleston has to run things back again here for 2nd and 10.
So now they come out in an I formation with 2 wide receivers. Deep drop here from Johnson. He's just going to check it down to Storm. Storm tries to bust his way through 2 defenders, but Kindler says no.
Well, at least they got some kind of completion out of it because it looked like Johnson was going to throw deep. And Denver's secondary did a good job at least staying in coverage with the receivers, so it forced that check down. But 3rd and 6 is definitely more manageable than 3rd and 10 or even an interception.
Come out with 4 wide receivers here on 3rd and medium. All slants over the middle, and again looking for Hayden. He's got the hot hands tonight, and he gets the first down to the midfield logo.
And it's again, through double coverage. This time, Hoff having a difficult time trying to stay with his man. And this time, DeVore has to come in and try to, at least, be a disruption to Hayden. But he still manages to grab the catch and another first down for Charleston.
Another first down, split backfield as Johnson looks to throw, this time near side. That is called in by Davius Reed. That picks up 8 yards. Kindler on the stop.
Yeah, if there's going to be one thing that's going to work for Charleston in this game, it's going to be that 8-yard out route to Davius Reed. 3rd time we've seen that play, and it's the 3rd time it goes to Davius Reed. 3rd time he grabs that catch. Another 8 yards for them. Sets up a 2nd and short.
And up right side, Storm sat backwards. He's a little groggy getting up, has to push over a lineman as Kindler again making plays here in the 2nd quarter.
And again, the Charleston offensive line and blocking unit failing Saren Storm again. You can see that Terrell Sutherland and Sam Pang, the right guard, kind of missed their assignment a little late there.
Johnson looking for the corner out, looking for Hayden. It almost seemed like a for sure completion, but Ron Huff was there. This time, Denver's defense wins out.
Yeah, it's just a change of kind of the starting spot for Hoff so that he could get ready for any change of direction that Jay Hayden had. This time he stays with them, and it forces the punting unit to come out here for Charleston. Welcome to the game, Eric Blueberry.
First time we've seen him all night, the Mr. Blueberry. He gets to punt from his own 41-yard line. Back deep to return is McDowell, and this one, Blueberry angles it toward the near sideline. It bounces at the 5, rolls into the end zone. That'll be down for a touchback, and we'll get the ball reset at the 20-yard line when we come out of the 2-minute warning. 10-7 here in Mile High. Two minutes to go from Richard L. Snowden Memorial Stadium. Tyler Falk, Brett Solberg on the call. Special thanks to Top Kiefer and Ron Haynes in our stats truck, providing all the stats tonight. And here is a good run from Bailey O'Shaughnessy, weaving his way through defenders, and that's a good run for O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah, it's the classic hard-nosed power style inside cut run that we've seen O'Shaughnessy do throughout his career, and it finally breaks open for a big gain. And for him, 9 yards, he's going to take it after a very, very, very unsuspecting first half from him.
2nd and short, 4th offsides penalty on Charleston's defense. Free first down, and it stops the clock.
Yeah, that's the important thing here. Now Denver has a decision to make whether or not they want to continue moving this lead forward or not, because they've had 2 run plays now, and it seems like they're kind of just chewing up the clock and getting ready to go to locker rooms here for halftime. But now after a free first down, we've got a little bit of decision making to do.
We'll see whether or not they try and press the advantage. They do send out 2 wide, make that 3 wide receivers, excuse me, as Charleston go into the nickel. Strother's going to look to throw right side. That's caught by McDowell, and he's tagged down after a pickup of 4 yards. Denver going to go back to the line. This worked early on in the ball game. Does it work out this time? 5-step drop, floater into coverage, caught by Mosley.
Wow.
Across midfield to the 47-yard line.
That's another tough catch from Mosley. He has been Denver's MVP in this first half.
Others again looking to throw. This time it's O'Shaughnessy rolling out of the backfield, bumps off a 1 tackle, still going. He gets out of a diving defender's attempt at his life and gets up to the 26-yard line.
And how critical has this drive been for Bailey O'Shaughnessy's confidence, as he's been basically shackled by the Charleston defense all first half, and finally just 1 catch and 1 run can change the momentum of a player, no problem at all. Easy swing pass, had plenty of space on the left side, and just went to work. We know what BOS is capable of, and that's what we see there.
Trips off to Struthers is right. They are well within field goal range for Yeverdi. Pass right side, under 50 to go. O'Shaughnessy hauls it in for a 2-yard pickup. They have 1 timeout remaining. They're going to hurry back to the line, under 40 to go.
They're kind of inside Verity's range right now, but I would trust to get them closer.
Another stretch pass near side. Another only 2 yards. Denver call their final timeout of the half.
Now it's decision time here for Denver, whether or not they kind of go for that deep ball. It's 3rd and 6. They've got an opportunity just to grab a first down, but any time that they use now left is going to be basically ticking faster than they think.
So now it's Denver's turn to come out in the trips package with Struthers alone in the gun. They will run all slants over the middle. Mosley first down to about the 12-yard line, and they're going to let the clock run, and it looks like they're going to try and rush out Verity for a field goal.
You know, not a bad decision here. I don't think they could get the big game catch. Maybe they could have tried for Mosley this time, but they're going to get their unit out to kick the field goal, so at least they can have a 6-point lead heading into halftime.
29-yard try from the left hash. The clock ticks under 3 seconds. High snap. Grabbed by John Way. The kick is up from Verdi. It's up and through. And it's a 6-point lead headed into halftime. It's 13-7 Denver. All right, Brett, let's talk about this first half. It's a close affair. Something that Charleston is all too aware of after their couple games that they've had to deal with, especially that 1-point loss to DC.
Yeah, and right now, Charleston really needs to start thinking of using that momentum that they've had throughout the second quarter just to kind of carry themselves forward into the second half. They didn't do it too well against Las Vegas last week, which caused the 10-point loss. So this week, facing a Denver team that they could really, take advantage of, especially on the ground, it looks like. Saren Storm's having a pretty decent game here. If they can start, kind of mixing and matching their kind of offensive style, they might be able to get back into this game and even better, win it all.
Kick is on its way as we get into the third quarter. Tyler Falk and Brett Solberg here from Richard L. Snowden Memorial Stadium. Happy to have you with us here on this Sunday evening of Week 11 SFL action. On the return for Charleston Predators is Anas Adobe. He gets up to the 24-yard line, and Charleston will get the ball to begin the second half.
And Charleston had an improvement in the second quarter in terms of their offense. They got 93 yards of total offense in the quarter. Now they're at 163, which is, definitely a promising number, but they definitely want to have a big third quarter, to really make an impact here.
We'll start by passing the ball over the middle into coverage. Incomplete, looking for Hayden. It looks like Hayden has got a little cold after the incompletion to end the second half or first half.
Now it's been a couple targets heading Hayden's way, and he hasn't managed to get those catches. But if I am Jay Hayden, I would just shake those off and really focus on that next target coming his way, because he knows that, Ken Tez really likes to rely on certain guys in big moments, and Hayden's going to be one of them.
Johnson looks near side. That's Hoagland. Hoagland is covered spectacularly by Stefan Forge. No gain.
Yeah, no gain, and more importantly, no blocking from the offensive line to help out Hoagland on that flat swing pass. So it was just easy pickings for the Denver defense to get practically a TFL, even though it was no gain.
Johnson gonna look to throw under pressure. Floater knocked aside. Incomplete. Devin King on coverage, and that drive stalled out before it even could get started.
Yeah, that's something that Charleston definitely didn't want to start the second half with, because that's 3 plays, that's 0 yards, and it gives Denver the momentum back in this game. Big time. Even with the 6-point lead that Denver has, it's basically evens once you head back out in the locker rooms. Now Denver can really start feasting and start seeing, themselves getting hungry for some points.
So out comes Eric Blueberry to punt this one away. He will punt this one away without any pressure applied to him. And here comes McDowell on the return. He can only get to the 43-yard line, and now Denver will have a chance to open up the second half with the first points of the half.
Yeah, now Denver basically at the halfway mark of the field, and really Struthers can kind of calm things down if he really wants to, and see if he can carry that momentum Bailey O'Shaughnessy had to end the half, and see if he can get a nice little carry to start this drive off.
We'll say this, that was only Charleston's second third down of the ballgame, which they hadn't converted on O'Shaughnessy with a couple of nice moves. That'll get them to the 50-yard line, and for the 5th time tonight, Charleston gets caught jumping offside.
Yeah, it's been a rough one here in this game for Charleston's defensive line. Another infraction, this time going to the cheeseburger, Moore Rivers. And again, you can't be too ill-disciplined in moments like this. Doesn't matter if it's a 6-point game or a 60-point game. Coaches are going to be looking at that and kind of seeing, opportunities to really run you out at practice. So no more for you, Mr. Rivers.
Now it's 1st and 5. They decline the yards and take the penalty. Run out with trips off to the right. Struthers under center, looking left side for O'Shaughnessy. Gets the block for Mosley, spinning out of a couple tackles, and picks up first down yardage to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, and that's just what Denver needs to do at this point, is just keep feeding the ball to Bailey O'Shaughnessy, get that, little funk that he had in the first quarter out of his mind, and just keep feeding him the football, because he is basically the bread and butter of that Denver offense, and you really want to continue moving forward that way.
Struthers going to look to throw again, this time near side. That's caught by McDowell. That picks up 3. He's corralled rather quickly by Matt Ryan, the backup free safety.
And here's something interesting for Denver this time. We saw in the first half that they really tried to, hustle things up to face against Charleston's defense. This time, they're kind of slowing things down. They really have only gained, 15 yards through this, first, I would say minute and a half here.
Struthers looking to look to throw again, under pressure, gets rid of it, and it's in and out of the hands of Dylan Lewis. Incomplete.
Yeah, and that one, great job from the Denver offensive line to give Struthers a chance to kind of go through his progressions and see if he can find anyone open. Almost got sacked, but he still had enough time to throw that football away, and almost had a good catch from his receiver too.
Now it's 3rd and 7. From Charleston's 42-yard line, Struthers has 3 wideouts off to his right, 1 to his left. He's going to look to pass over the middle. Mosley is there, but so is the defender. Incomplete. Tyson Thorne with the deflection. There he is again.
And it was a really great, kind of lunging attempt, because you can see he was a little bit behind Mosley on the coverage, but he manages to step in and just get his outstretched arm on that football to get the pass deflection. Now, that's a key stop after Denver's offense, after Charleston's offense was stopped in this first drive of the second half.
Well, Vasquez will punt this one away. Had a pretty decent punt, but it bounced into the end zone last time. We'll see if he can try and be a little bit more accurate this time. This one also angled toward the near sideline. It'll also bounce inside the 5. Takes a Denver hop off the fingertips of a player, and they're going to down it in the end zone by a millimeter. Wow, wow, wow. So Charleston will start at the 20-yard line. Miss any SFL? Go ahead, partner.
Great power slide from the backup strong safety, Mike Dino, but he just couldn't keep himself in outside the end zone there.
So Johnson comes to the line. He's only 6 yards away from 25,000 passing yards in his career. He looks to pass. Finds Storm near side. He only picks up 2. Make him about 4 yards away from 25K.
Yeah, and he's inching ever so closer to that historical mark. Like you said, not a lot of quarterbacks in this, in this league's history has really reached that marker, and Ken Tez definitely wanting to be a part of that 25K club, but I think more importantly for him is to get Charleston the lead here.
He will become the 15th player to do so. They go running game. Storm out of 1 tackle, very surprising, and he will pick up 3 yards to the 25-yard line.
I think the issue there is that Hugo Reynoso was looking to give Saren Storm a hug instead of a tackle. Did you see him just kind of reach out his arms like, come over here, I need a hug? But he doesn't get the hug, and then, he's left kind of burned, and he's probably, crying a little bit because he didn't get his hug.
T800 is 8,000. Is that you? Oh my goodness. T Brett Killian, aka pass right side. That's caught. That's 25K passing yards for Kentis Johnson.
And that's to a receiver that we haven't seen aside from special teams, and that's Onus Adobe. And Ken Tez joins the 25K club. For as much as I rag on about him, about his interceptions throughout his last, couple of years, it's so great to see him in the illustrious 25K club.
Congratulations, Ken Tez, as he's set to work and continue to push the drive along. Play action. Johnson going to look to throw over the middle. Shoestring catch. Will move the chains again. It's Reed hauling that one in.
Yeah, and this is what Charleston really needs to do if they're going to continue the Kentez Johnson pass attack. And it's just spreading the wealth, making sure that all receivers kind of get involved here. We've seen Hayden a little bit involved. We've seen Reed and Adobe involved now. It's now time to get the others involved so they can keep moving forward.
Johnson comes to the line now. 3 backs in the backfield. He's going to look to throw. Screen pass near side for Storm with plenty of room to run. Wasn't touched until he hit the line again, and no wonder he's shaking. That's a first down all on Saren Storm.
And this has been something I've been ragging to owner Jacob Clear throughout the season, and it's to use Saren Storm more as a swing pass receiving option. You have to remember, he was one of the key receivers to that illustrious London offensive core that got the near undefeated season. So they got to use him as a receiving option. Swing passes are perfect for him. I want to see that swing pass more often.
Got a lot of nagging with Jacob Clear, the look-alike Chris Curtis. No wonder he reminds him so much of you. Oh, corner route, looking for Hayden. This time Hayden can't bring it in, and it's Ron Hoff again in coverage.
Yeah, that was just forgetting the idea of trying to deflect the pass. That's just more, you know what, if he even grabs the catch, I'm going to give him a bone-shattering tackle and prevent any completion to happen. And that resulted in the incompletion.
2 backs in the backfield. We've only seen them run with Sutherland on this formation. They will go with Sutherland. He's turned inside out at the 34.
As this Denver defense just, turned up the intensity. You've seen, the Ron Hoff hit, don't hassle the Hoff. This time, demolishing a strong fullback like Terrell Sutherland and knocking him to the ground despite the 5-yard gain. Kind of gave him something to remember with.
Shotgun set here on 3rd down. looking to throw over the middle. That's caught by Reed and moves the chains to the 22-yard line.
And a big catch from Check-It. Onus Adobe again, this time going with a quick slants, getting himself open right down the middle of the field. As you can see, it looked to be Nick Kindler kind of stepping back a little bit too far on that slants, which gave Adobe the kind of the open space down the middle of the field.
Now they'll come out with a bunch set near side as the down marker flips back to one. Johnson, 5-step drop, floater into coverage, and it comes down with it! Adobe! Touchdown Predators!
Now, I will be the one to say that a lot of times we talk about players mossing other defenders. We just saw Onus Adobe moss 2 of them. Say hello to your posterization sheet, TJ Frosty and Rosca Santagria. You have just been embarrassed by Onus Adobe, and more importantly, Charleston is an extra point away from tying things up.
No, more importantly, partner, they'll take the lead with the extra point. They're already tied. Bretschit to do the honors. Snap, spot, kick, up and good. Charleston takes their first lead of the ball game. Miss any SFL action? Want to fast forward your SFL experience? Check out highlights of SFL games on the SFL YouTube channel right here and on Highlight Nation, provided by Victor's Valiant, YouTube's premier sports highlight maker. Subscribe to Highlight Nation and Victor's Valiant on YouTube for all your college football and basketball highlight needs. We're rolling once again. Denver now down by 1. McDowell pushed backward, but did get forward progress up to the 23-yard line. And now Denver sitting in a hole. Not a big one, but it's still a deficit.
And this is something that Denver, not familiar in this situation. Now that they're down 1, it's maybe time to change things up in terms of philosophy in your offense. Struthers has been pretty good for you. 22-28 for 202 unofficially. Hasn't made any mistakes yet.
Struthers over the middle. Caught. First down to the 34. A gain of 11 for Riley Quintero.
And that's his first involvement of the game, Quintero, as we've seen a heavy dose of Mosley and McDowell throughout this first half. And now Quintero getting himself involved in all-star receivers. All 4 of them, McDowell, Quintero, Keel, and Lewis, all have a reception to their name tonight.
2 backs behind Struthers. Tight end off to the right. On the line here on this first down play. They will run with O'Shaughnessy, and he cannot escape the gang tackle by Robert Cherry and Gino McFly.
And again, it's just another case of an offensive line really failing the running back in getting proper coverage and proper blocking, as this time Denver's offensive line is the proponent to a bad play there.
2nd and 8. Struthers again looking to pass, just overshoots his intended target, Lewis, incomplete.
Yeah, and I think that's a little bit of Lewis's fault from not trying to reach a little bit higher, even trying to jump and grab the catch. That's a very catchable football that Struthers threw to him. He just didn't really make a lot of an effort to try to catch it. Now you're at 3rd and 8, down 1. You don't want to give any momentum here to Charleston's side.
Denver now comes out with 4 wide receivers, trips off to Struthers' left here on 3rd and 8. He'll look to throw. Looking left side corner route. That's caught by Quintero. Oh my goodness. Look at how these receivers are just going up and getting the football.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. We got another ESPN, whatever you want to say, TSN over here in Canada, RDS over in Quebec if you are a Quebecois. But it's another top 10 moment here. Another mossing of a catch. Agent Q, Riley Quintero, getting himself another fantastic catch to his resume.
How many more of these spectacular plays are we going to see tonight? It's only a 1-point ball game. Struthers looking near side, coming back for it is McDowell, who turns back upfield to get the first down.
And another first down here for Denver is just going to keep pushing forward. They just need to carry this momentum, continue moving forward, and really give Charleston no chance to get back in this game if they get the lead.
So it's 1st and 10 again here for Denver. They've done a solid job here on this drive, this being the 6th play of the drive. Struthers looking near side for O'Shaughnessy, breaks out of a tackle, and then is flattened at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, and that's just something that Charleston needs to continue pushing against Bailey O'Shaughnessy and really get him back to first quarter form. It's just, those tackles that make you make those running backs second guess the next time around.
Now it's a strong eye formation here for Denver. They'll stretch it left side with O'Shaughnessy, but he goes nowhere. Taken down by Brackett, and Keel didn't see him go down, but it looks like he's got a leg cramp and just needs some potassium. He's to eat a banana or something to get that cleared up.
Hey, give that man a banana. He needs it.
He needs some milk. Wait a second, that's for Bones. 3rd and 7 now here for Denver on Charleston's 24-yard line. Trips off to his left. Struthers going to look deep over the middle. That's caught. Quintero inside the 10 to the 7.
Man, and that's just another great play called from Denver here. We talk about how Charleston used the 90L slants, but Denver used the 90L slants of their own, and they had Quintero, the far back, kind of run a little bit of a burst speed ahead of his other 2 receivers, and it kind of catches Charleston off guard, gets the catch, pushes them to goal line territory.
1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Stamango back deep in the end zone, then just does creep up the strong safety. Struthers going to look to pass left side. O'Shaughnessy gets hauled down at the 2-yard line by Brown.
Yeah, now Denver's kind of in that ideal territory where they can kind of use Bailey O'Shaughnessy a little bit here, and the swing pass to kind of start things off, have Charleston's outside players kind of be ready for that again. I'd have a feeling this time they're going to go with a run on the inside, especially with those 2 fullbacks.
What does the newly appointed head coach Stefan Forge have to say, and what can he dial up here? Well, it's 2nd and goal. From the 2-yard line, strong power eye, hand up the middle. O'Shaughnessy, nothing doing. Kevin Brackett in the backfield.
And I kind of have to agree with the people in the chat here. Maybe instead of going with Bailey O'Shaughnessy's way, we kind of saw a little bit of a result of, that more slender frame. Go with the big body. We have not seen Ari Mills in action yet tonight.
2 backs backfield, tight end flexed off to the right. That's Mosley. Gonna look to throw his Struthers. Blitz coming, pass, end zone, touchdown! Jeremy Mosley! Denver back out in front as we close in on the end of the 3rd quarter.
And that is a great way to get back their lead here. A big, long drive, 11 plays, 76 yards, capped off with a nice little out route from the tight end. Hashtag throw to the tight end. Mike Daggs' favorite hashtag, which he hopes one day trends around the world, that gets Denver back their lead.
That was Mosley's 2nd touchdown of the season. His 18th of his career. Excuse me. My apologies. Something's stuck in the back of my throat. Maybe I need some milk. Kick is up and good. Back out to a 6-point lead, 20-14. Denver on top here in the Mile High City. Hey, don't leave the broadcast without joining our Discord server. There's so much more to do in the SFL than just being a player. Join to check out our content for teams and about the league created by the community. Participate in pick'em games, play SFL fantasy football, and test your skills in the survivor pool. To join our server, visit simulationfl.net. Click on the Discord icon on the top banner. The SFL community's 2,000 strong. We'll see you there. So Adobe gets it to the 25-yard line as they try and counteract Denver's 11-play, 76-yard drive, which ended in that Mosley touchdown. With a drive of their own, can they put together back-to-back drives where they score points? Johnson from the gun, looking near side, caught by Hayden, and he's knocked out of bounds after picking up 6 yards.
A nice little near out route from Hayden to at least get himself a catch. He's been trying to get involved in this third quarter. He's kind of been left quiet due to the Denver defense. Now finally gets himself involved here in this third quarter. Gets a nice 6 yards, kind of opens up that playbook for second down.
Under 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 6-point ball game separates these two clubs. Stretch play right side. Here's Hoagland. Hoagland on the right side. Nice spin move and picks up the first down to the 36-yard line.
Kind of mixing and matching their running back options here, which is something Charleston probably needs to do a little bit more often if they're going to hand the football and kind of swing past their way around some certain things, kind of utilize the strengths of the Charleston running backs.
And up the middle. This time it's Storm on the carry. Gets a couple of blocks as he breaks out of a tackle. Cross midfield inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line before he is stopped. And what a way to end the third quarter on the long run by Saren Storm.
And I could probably say it for all the Charleston fans here this season. Where has this been all year from Saren Storm? Shedding off a tackle, splitting through some open holes to get key yards, and really push himself forward. Finally utilize that speed for a big first down and shifting of the field.
So that's the whistle for the end of the third quarter. 2014 Nightwings on top. When we come back, more SFL action for the fourth quarter here in week 11. But before that, Curtis, tell us what our rights are.
The of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Welcome back to Richard L. Snowden Memorial Stadium here in Denver, Colorado. I'm Tyler Falk, alongside Brett Solberg here in the booth. Ron Haynes and Top Keeper, our statisticians, alongside the commissioner and producer Cameron Irvine back at SFL headquarters, who has a game break for us. Cam, talk to us.
Thanks, Tyler. DC doing something that most teams haven't been able to do this week. Pull an upset. Mike Churchill from Shabazz Synergy, and in the fourth quarter, the DC Dragons lead the one-loss Fury 27-13. Back to you in Denver, where Kentez is getting them inside the 10.
That he does, Cam. Thank you ever so much. It's Brian Murphy, the tight end, getting inside the 10.
Man, this has been Mike Degg's dream in this game here. Big plays from both tight ends. We've seen Jeremy Mosley with some key catches. Now Brian Murphy getting himself open on a little corner route right to the left side of the field and gets them inside the 10 into goal line territory. Charleston, after Denver scores to get back the lead, are looking to take the lead back themselves.
Who says they're out of it this season? They might be out of the playoffs, but they're not out of fight in the dog here tonight. First and goal from the 8. Johnson looking near side. That's caught at the 6. And no further. Adobe taken down by Kindler.
Yeah, and this is going to be a tough task here for Charleston. Denver's defense has usually been pretty good against goal line offenses, so they really have to shake things up and see, again, for the second time, if Charleston can get that end zone crossing the line.
Offset eye here on second and goal. It'll be a fullback dive. Wide open room to run is the fullback Sutherland, and they'll tack on extracurriculars on the kickoff, but the Predators tie up the football game.
Man, and how often do we see a fullback dive on Charleston's side so open down the middle? That is just a picture-perfect job from the offensive line just to break everything open for Terrell Sutherland, the big guy, to get himself moving forward and into the end zone. And that is number 1 in his career, Terrell Sutherland. Take a boo, son. Take a boo.
His first career rushing touchdown, does have 2 passing. Hearty congratulations to Mr. Sutherland. Can Brad Bretschett tackle home the extra point? Yes, he can. And Charleston, in this seesaw battle, retake the lead. And we want to remind you that 8 p.m. Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. 8 p.m. Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit 8pmmusic.com. Here comes McDowell on the return. He's taken down right around the 23-yard line. And now in this seesaw battle where we have seen back-to-back drives go for a touchdown, partner.
And the most important thing here, that's the third lead change of this game. And in a game where it felt like Denver was going to run away with their early unanswered points to start things off, now we've got ourselves a true football game here at Richard L. Snowden.
Shaughnessy gets the call off to the left-hand side, only able to muster up 4 yards, and it's just not been his day since he played against London back on February 18th, nearly 200 yards, but tonight, including that last run, all last 4 games, 135 yards and just 1 touchdown.
Yeah, and this man is on a pursuit for his for a 1,000-yard season, and he's really slowing down at probably the worst time too.
And needed him to get going to really add some funk to their offensive attack as the pass goes to Hayden off on the right-hand side. How often do we see Hayden playing on the right side of the field, partner? He picks up a couple.
Well, secondly, how often do we see Hayden play in a Denver uniform? That's non-existent. That's Logan Keel, Tyler. Come on, read the right roster sheets. No, I'm kidding. You've been doing fantastic. You've been doing fantastic all game. But Logan Keel kind of running himself off to the sideline here, kind of on a comebacks route to kind of push himself a little bit behind.
Thank you, partner. I appreciate the jab. 3rd and short now here for Denver. Pass over the middle, finds Riley Quintero. That's a first down to their 38-yard line.
Yeah, and this time, Charleston, kind of pushes himself too far back. On a 3rd and short scenario, you have to think Denver's really in the game of just getting the first down at this point because Denver really wants to run that clock. We saw it in the 3rd quarter. They want to have these lengthy drives. They're going to continue going this way so they can have the lead and try to secure it.
They're just going to look out of the backfield for O'Shaughnessy, spins out of 1 and gets 2, but the man who he eluded the first time, Kevin Brackett, comes back to make the tackle at the 42-yard line. Go ahead, partner.
Yeah, and really O'Shaughnessy's trying to be that momentum setter on every first down. Feels like it's always going his way, and the 4 yards, it's okay, but I'm definitely suspecting Denver's offense really wants more out of him.
See what they do here. Do they try and maybe add him as a blocker here in the shotgun set? Yes, he stays back. Pressure coming. Pass! Just behind Jeremy Mosley, and it didn't look like either defender was that alive to it. Ball falls harmlessly to the turf.
Yeah, and really Mark Martin, I don't think he even made an attempt to, really grab an interception. You just saw, the football kind of had a caveman reaction. Huh? Football went down. What happened?
What? Oh my goodness. What kind of impersonation are we going to get this time? We heard the Terminator early. We heard Caveman. Brett, what else do you have in your bag of tricks? We'll find out here in a second. Shotgun set on 3rd down. Slant pattern over the middle. Struthers off the helmet. Oh, what a grab! Interception! Plucks it from the turf. Matt Ryan.
Oh, you think you're wee and you got the fancy moves there, Mr. Ryan. You can't, get my eyes off you now after that fantastic grab. Basically on one knee, proposing to the turf, and with the reward, he gets an interception with the one knee down, and Charleston has a chance to break things open here.
Oh my goodness. Matt Ryan with his first career interception.
And I ruined it.
I think you added to it, partner, as pass left side for Johnson. First down. Oh, we love it. What a play by Ryan.
All right, let's calm things down here, Tyler. We've got a football game to call. Despite all of my distractions so far in this game with, bringing out the Schwarzenegger and, pulling out every other kind of dialect that I know, which is, all three at this point. But really, Charleston needs to this is their chance to really break things open. And right now, this is their opportunity after another key first down.
1st and 10 now. As Charleston going to the gun, 2 wideouts. Johnson looks near side. That is caught by Davius Reed. First down, Predators to the 22-yard line. Might they take more than a 1-point lead? And possibly, partner, are they on their way to win only their second win in 9 or in 10 games?
Yeah, and right now, this is an opportunity to push Denver to the ropes as well, because basically this is Denver's last chance to really get themselves in playoff position.
And off of the middle, Sutherland, only a gain of 1 to the 22, but slowly but surely, not just getting distance and closer into field goal range, but also taking off time on that game clock.
Yeah, and really, Charleston really playing the Denver second half game here. I don't think they're really too focused on getting themselves, quick score out of this as well, trying to shed off as much clock as possible.
Pretty wide. Looking left side is Johnson. That's Hayden for a pickup of 8 yards up to the 14-yard line. Now definitely in the red zone and looking to get things going and add some more points to the scoreboard.
And the big thing for Charleston here, you can't settle for a field goal, because if you can get that touchdown, it really adds doubt to the Denver offense. If you just get a field goal, it gives the Night Wings a chance offensively.
3rd and short. Inside the 15, they'll go with the run with Hogan. Hogan's got a couple blocks and leans into the hit to pick up the first down yardage. Devin King not strong enough, and it's a first down for Charleston.
And probably the most critical 3rd down conversion for Charleston, who have been so good throughout this game. We haven't talked about 3rd down conversions yet in this game. Charleston now 7 of 10, 70% click rate on 3rd downs. That's a great number to have.
And comparatively, their season average is only hovering right around 55%. A great day for the Predator offense as Sutherland gets only a yard on the pickup. He stopped up by Devin King this time, who was strong enough to bring him down.
Yeah, now Denver's key here is to push back as far as they can Charleston's offense, whether it be just through pass deflection incompletions, maybe getting an interception in the end zone, or even pushing them back through sacks. That's their goal right now.
Under 5 to go now in the 4th quarter. Johnson near side, wide open lane, touchdown, Brian Murphy. It's a 7-point lead for Charleston.
And the spoiler is starting to show its roots here in Richard L. Snowden Stadium. Charleston, a fantastic 3rd quarter and a great 4th quarter, now starting to spread that lead a little bit more open, kind of giving Denver a taste of their own medicine. Their 2 passing touchdowns in this game came from out routes. This time, Charleston uses an out route to the tight end, and Mr. Murphy, give yourself a touchdown, number 3 this season.
Another former Nightwing on the Predators side gets his 3rd of the season through the air, and Kentez Johnson. What a game Johnson has had tonight. 25 of 32. Now 2 passing touchdowns, does have the 2 interceptions, but has remained calm, cool, and collected after the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and the important thing here is another 2,500-yard season for Kentez Johnson as he continues to, we talked about the 25K club, but that's another great 2,500-yard season from Kentez.
We're off and running again as Bradshett boots it down for McDowell right on the goal line, on the return. Looking right side as Hoagland takes him down at the 25-yard line. Next week on Next Level Sports, 2 teams in the hunt for the playoffs will face off to better their positioning for a run when the 4-5 Portland Fleet head to Homa to take on the 5-4 Louisiana Revolution. Kickoff at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. For a complete channel guide, visit NLSE.com. But all sights are turned on here. Denver down by 8, all likely eliminated from the playoffs with a loss here today. pass over the middle, finds Mosley for a pickup of 8.
Yeah, and right now Denver's key here is just to get to the end zone at all costs. And I think for them as well, maybe, speed up this kind of pace here a little bit so they can get a little bit closer to the end zone with a little bit more time, just in case the worst case scenario comes in for them.
Shotgun look here for Denver, 2nd and 2. Struthers stepping up, looking near side, caught Mosley again, this time to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, and right now the urgency is definitely starting to show here for Denver. They're going with their key options, and right now Mosley has been the bell cow of the offense. 9 receptions now for 94 yards. He's going to be a critical part of this drive.
4 wideouts, bump coverage near side on the lone wide receiver. Struthers going to look to pass, looks underneath route, and Brown was in there. It almost looked like he got a hand to it, but I think just an incomplete catch made by Lewis.
Yeah, and Lewis has had a tough game so far. That's his 4th target coming in, and he's only got the 1 catch that came, in that first quarter touchdown earlier on. But Struthers otherwise has done pretty decent work, getting his other receivers involved. Keel and Quintero both have 4. Mosley has the 9, like I said, and McDowell, kind of a quiet 6 receptions out of him.
3 wide right side. Struthers looking that way. That is caught for a gain of about 7 to McDowell to the 45. That brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, kind of like just dip and duck kind of work from McDowell here. I don't think he's had a catch longer than really 7 yards out of him, and Denver really needs to show urgency and maybe start throwing a little bit more deep here.
Doesn't look like a typical passing formation. Said they will try and pass near side of the lone. Wide out, Quintero. That moves the chains.
And more importantly, it stops the clock as well, getting Quintero out of bounds. So Denver can really, reset things. And now at basically midfield, Denver's got a decision. They could either, look at this.
Or
this
this
is going to be
might
an interesting
happen.
challenge. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting challenge here made by Charleston here. I'm pretty sure that he got himself in bounds, but we'll have to see the instant replay here.
Jay Hayden doesn't like it. He says to R62, let's take a second look at it. And so we go under the hood as well. Take a look at the feet. He's got 1 down. I would be shocked if R62 denies Denver a 1st down here.
Nightmare flashback, season 9 semifinals. Kate Stevens was in bounds. And it stands. He's in bounds.
Denver gets the 1st down, and Charleston charged a crucial timeout. Denver still needs a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it, but if Charleston has to try and get the win late on the ball game, they might be regretting using the challenge there.
Yeah, it really depends on how this Denver drive finishes here, but that's a key timeout loss by Charleston, like you said.
Power I, run, O'Shaughnessy, right side, impacted by 2 defenders, brought down right around the 47-yard line, pickup of 2.5.
Yeah, it really looks like Denver's motive here is to really chew up that clock. You got about less than 3.5 minutes left in this game, and if they could really pressure Charleston, into a tie game here, that would be ideal for them.
Swing pass near side for O'Shaughnessy. He can only get a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 6 here from the 45.
The biggest 3rd down here for Denver. They have to make it here.
Struthers going to look to throw right side. That's Keel, and he does get the 1st down. He got there before Thorne could get to him.
Yeah, and that's big. That is huge for Denver because it felt like really Charleston pushed them basically right to the corner of the ropes, but it's just one play and really calming things down. Trust in your receivers to get open and get the key 1st down, and that was key for Logan Keel.
This might be the final play before the 2-minute warning. O'Shaughnessy gets the call near side, taken down for a loss of 3 in the backfield. Excellent coverage there by Thomas Matthews, the defensive end. They're going to hike it one more time and try and go with O'Shaughnessy, who spins out of a tackle, gets the yardage lost and 2 extra yards. It'll be 3rd down and 3 coming out of the 2-minute warning. We've got a good ball game going here late on Sunday night. Don't miss a second. Third and 8 from Richard L. Snowden Memorial Stadium. Denver's playoff hopes on the line. They need to win out, and they have to win this ball game. Struthers over the middle, caught by Keel. First down to the 26-yard line. The drive will continue.
When all the chips are down and you go all in a scenario like this, you go with your trusted receivers, and with Logan Keel's career numbers, you go his way. And a perfect throw from Gene Struthers pushes them close to red zone territory.
Minute 30 to go in regulation. Tight ends flexed out to the left with two wideouts. Struthers looking short. That's O'Shaughnessy. He cannot get too far as Brackett corrals him after 3 yards. Back to the line they come.
Time to reset Denver. That was your check down option. Receivers, you got to get open. I'm looking at Quintero now.
5-step drop. Struthers looking right side. That is caught by the fullback, R.E. Mills, for a pickup of about 2 or 3 yards. 3rd and 5. Under a minute to go. Struthers going to look to throw again, looking for R.E. Mills again. R.E. Mills is short by 2 yards. Denver called their first timeout.
Yeah, and that's a key moment here. I just want to go back to that second down play where we saw Logan Keel open on the right side on a deep route, but instead Struthers goes with his shorter option in R.E. Mills and gets a short gain, but you have to think if they went Keel's way, they could have gotten 6.
This could be the ball game right here. 4 wideouts here for Struthers. Slants over the middle. He pumps once, hit as he throws. Caught by Mosley into the 1-yard line. Back to the line they come.
They got to be quick here. This ain't a formation you want to go in when you're at the 1-yard line.
We saw too many picks in the end zone from this scenario already so far this week. Back goes Struthers. Down goes Struthers. Loss of 7. Now play might work.
Time is ticking. Tick, 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 tick.
Under 30 to go. Struthers will look to throw. Slants over the middle under pressure. Escapes it. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Logan Keel! 2 points away from a tie ball game.
I didn't think that pass was going to be caught at all from any of the receivers. That was a laser beam of a pass from Gene Struthers, and it goes right into Keel's hands. Just a perfect crossing pattern between all the receivers, confuses the Charleston secondary, gets one of the receivers open. Keel outstretches his arms for the catch, the biggest catch of this football game, and look at this, Denver's just going for the extra point.
No way! No way! You're down by 2!
You gotta go for it!
They're gonna kick the extra point! It's a fake! It's a fake! Down goes way! No way! Oh my word! What did we just see?
All words are escaping me. I'm done. I'm standing up. I'm walking out. I think Stephon Forge is doing the same thing.
They still have a
Everybody
chance.
is just crazy.
They still have a chance. Onside kick. They need this to bounce their way. High bounce. Off the hands. Still wobbled around. And finally Charleston jump on it. And that is your ball game.
Unbelievable. And you have to think, from the coaching staff of Denver, is this the gaffe that ends Denver's playoff hopes? And that would just be absolutely soul-crushing.
A fake field goal extra point denies Denver a 500 season. Denver will move to 2-7, and though it's not official, they are all likely eliminated from playoff contention after the loss by 2 by an already eliminated team. The Charleston Predators get their second win, their first since week 1 of season 20. And Charleston, the Preds have it, partner, soul-crushing for the Nightwings.
Yeah, and you have to think of it from just the top or even the bottom of the wild card scenario. You've got division leader Vancouver at 5-4. You've got Louisiana at 5-4. all more than likely they're going to end 6-6 or 7-5. This basically, for us, we think, ends Denver's playoff hopes. And for it to end on a fake extra point, 2-point attempt, it's gotta be, you gotta think of just everybody in that Denver locker room just screaming at the end of this game. You feel for them, but for Charleston, this is the win that they desperately needed. And what a comeback in this game, down 10-0 early on, and they get themselves back crawling in, and they utilize the run game. Look at that. It might only be 74 yards of rushing, but that's more than they've had in a single game all season, it feels, at the very least. So great job from Charleston. Really turn things around in this game and get their second win of the season.
This has happened once before in league history. This is back when the Louisville Wolfpack played the Orlando Intimidators. And that game finalized as 34-32 in favor of Louisville. This was all the way back in season 7, so this has some history with this football game, and Denver just unable to get the crucial 2 points. They got Keel in the end zone. They couldn't get it done. So unfortunate for Denver. Our hearts go out to the Nightwings and their fans. For Charleston, it's been a long time coming for this win. They had some clutch plays of their own. They got Murphy into the end zone. They had a couple of crucial deflections, a big sack in that goal line stand. They couldn't keep Keel out of the end zone here on this spectacular catch, but just couldn't get the 2 points. Who do you pick for a player of a game? You might go Kentis Johnson, who joins the 225K passing yard club. He does get the nod. 2 touchdowns tonight, over 281 yards passing tonight. And so, for Ron Haynes, Top Kiefer, and for Brett Killian, I've been Tyler Falk. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Cam and Paul Monday Night Spectacular. It's last season's championship rematch between Arizona and Baltimore. We'll see you then. For all of us, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Later.